Hello, hello. We have a Division B semifinal set here in the AOE League's 2v2 tournament. Got a matchup here between the 2 and 3 seeds from the group stage. We've got particularly skilled in boom maps. That's Mad Tomsky here in the purple as the Magyars, teamed up with Mr. Dobson in the yellow as the Mayans. On the other side, we have AKI Prime. And that consists of Kauthamok. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Kauthamok in the green, playing as the Ethiopians. Teamed up with Thano in the blue, playing as the Franks. So this is a best of 5 set. As I mentioned, the semifinals. So the winner advances to the finals. The loser is out of the tournament. So this is Division B, second highest set in the tournament. These players range between 1800 to about 1950 1v1 elo. So quite high elo. And yeah, looking forward to some high level play here. Looking to learn a lot from this. Let's take a quick look at the maps here for our players. Our Franks player here, berries are a bit forward, gold's maybe a bit forward. One safe back wood line. That's a tough map to wall, that's for sure. I expect we'll probably see barrack stables out in front of the berries there. But yeah, that is going to be a long map to wall. I guess maybe you could work on trying to get all the way around here. We just wall to the TC there. Kind of wall out in front of the berries. I'm not sure, they may opt to play that open for a while. Over on the other side, the Ethiopians player, berries beneath the hill. That's not ideal, and the gold's a bit forward. Here, though, we have 2 back wood lines as opposed to 2 forward wood lines, so at least the wood will be a bit safer here for the archer player. But similar situation, that's going to be a tough map to wall. Yeah, same's probably going to go for all the players here. Gold is quite safe for our Mayans player. And how might you wall this one here? I guess maybe wall to this wood line. Wall here, wall out toward the gold, and then wall this way. That's how you end up trying to work it on that map. And then finally over here for our Magyars player. Berries are in a good spot, gold's in a good spot. This may be the best. This may be the best map of the 4 of them. You can maybe just get house or barracks there. Barrack stables here, something like that. Wall toward the gold, wall up here. Alright, so we've got Archer v Archer, Cav v Cav in this matchup. So I don't expect to see men-at-arms or a drush. So I just have straight archers on the left side and straight scouts on the right side. Let's keep an eye on those uptimes. Players should be going up here pretty soon. They all working with civs that get pretty competitive uptimes. Alright, barracks is actually going down here for our Mayans player before the berries. And actually, I take back everything I said. We are indeed going to have a drush. What's the scouting intel look like here for our yellow player? Yeah, did scout out the opponent, so knows that he's up against the archer player, and that's Ethiopian. So Ethiopians tend to have a very fast uptime. I'm not convinced that this drush is going to be able to get value before archers are on the field. Because we're looking at a 19 pop up here for our Ethiopians player. And 19 pop for Ethiopians, 20 pop for the Franks player, and 19 pop for the Magyars player. Very minimal idle time here so far, but let's watch this. Here comes the drush.
Shot it.
One nice thing for Mr. Dobson here is the fact that he has pushed the Ethiopians player off gold at a really crucial time. I mean, this 19 pop build is tight, and obviously Kauthamok is going to need access to gold to produce archers, and is going to need to produce archers to deal with this drush. So Dobson knows better than I. Yeah, how is our Ethiopian player going to deal with this? Got to take gold further back. Here comes the range. We do have a Vil repairing the gold. And, I mean, Ethiopians player, one thing that's fortunate for Ethiopians, they do get a bit of free gold at the start of Feudal Age. So Kauthamak will be able to make a few archers here, hopefully enough for his sake to be able to clean up the militia. Obviously, he can get Vils in on the action as well, but needs to be careful with the idle time. Alright, the scout is down. The Eagle Scout's down. So just 2 militia left. They are at full health. Over on the other side, we've got, 2 scouts on the field for purple. Only 1 scout so far for Thano. There's our first archer. No fletching yet, as we don't have a blacksmith yet. That should be enough to drive those militia away. I think the militia were worth it. I mean, we're able to push Kauthamak off of gold for quite some time. This is interesting. Okay, so Thano already going for Town Watch here. And he's looking at Spear and Scouts. And remember, these Scouts and that Spear are going to have free foraging. Getting a Spear of his own out. And at the moment, a 1 scout lead here for our Magyar's player over the Franks player. But obviously with the action here at Blue's base, Thano is going to have the defender's advantage. So at the moment, I think it's a pretty even fight. Obviously important here for Thano to keep access to the berries. It's important for any scout player, but especially when you're the Franks player with that berry collection bonus. Makes the berries even more valuable for you. Second spear coming forward for Mad Tomsky. And what's the archer situation looking like right now? Got 3 archers out for yellow, 4 archers out for Kauthamak. Nice micro there by Thano, cleaning both those spears with very little scout HP lost. Very nice defense. Alright, fletching is in for both of our archer players. Here comes a second range here for Kauthamak, and we've already got 2 ranges here for yellow. Archers moving forward, a skirmisher mixed in. And so now, I think the thing to watch for is to see when one of these teams is able to get their scouts and archers together. We've got a scout engagement here. Mad Tomsky definitely got the better of that engagement. But Mad Tomsky, is going to actually engage even with both the spears. But some unfortunate there for Thano. The spears did not engage at all. Remember, these are Magyars, so Magyars are going to deal pretty well with spears, and that's actually a great fight for Mad Tomsky. Alright, and he's pushing Thano back into his base on the other end. Kauthamak advancing here on Mr. Dobson's position, entering into his walls. Walls that were deleted, I believe, by Mr. Dobson himself to get his units out. Does have some skirmishers in the mix here, so yeah, Kauthamak wisely evacuating from that position is going to try to hold this hill for now. Meanwhile, on this end, we've got a lot of craziness centered around the berries here. And at the moment, PsiB with a 5 villager lead. Six villager lead at the moment. Alright, so yeah, Mr. Dobson mixing in quite a few skirms, so that'll certainly allow him to take a good engagement here against Kauthamak. Both players with +1 armor. But at the moment, the scouts cannot go anywhere here for Thano. He's got a lot of pressure in his face. Another good engagement there by Mad Tomsky. Spear production continues here for Thano. 6 fill lead now for PSIB. All right, and now the Cathamok archers are going to try to advance on Mad Tomsky's base, it looks like here. I think that's a good move, because if you can get these units together, it's going to be better to have that pure archer composition. Right, what are the upgrades here? +1/+1, no bloodlines yet for the Magyar's player, but does have the armor, so should be able to take a really good engagement here. And yeah, Blue's scouts are currently out of position here, so if those purple scouts get here, this could be an excellent cleanup for PSIB. Speaking of which, Mr. Dobson on the way to Castle Age. Gonna have excellent uptime. That's despite the food investment into all those skirmishers. Bloodlines will be in 3 seconds as well. This is an excellent cleanup here. PSIB are in a great spot at the moment. All right, what's going on here with the scouts? Oh, that's a very nice engagement there for Thano. Wall's not able to come up in time. Got 1 villager going down. It will be a second plus the idle time. Spears get into position. Over on this side, defensive tower being rushed up for Kafo. That will go up. But, yeah, we are going to have Expo on the field here quite soon. And, yep, they're looping around to try to engage this wood line. I think maybe after they try to take a fight here, does it make sense for this army to try to push over to the other side? Although there are a lot of skirms mixed in, so I don't know what the damage output would look like against the Cav player. Look at that. 20 minutes on the dot uptime. Scouts are in here. Yeah, the scouts lose value as the game goes on, so I think it's worth trading them here for bills. Look at this. Off the wood line is Cathamok. This is an incredible raid here for PSIB. Really, really favoring their position here. Expo's almost in. It is in. Bodkin 10 seconds out. And the wood situation right now for Cathamok is disastrous. Scouts looking for a way in. Is this Phil going to get the walls up in time? Is there a hole here? Indeed there is. That's unfortunate for Mr. Dobson, but does have some Expo here at home to defend this. And yeah, should be able to deal with that, no problem. Pressure continues in Cathamok's base, who has just clicked up himself. Things are quite a mess here at the moment for Cathamok, who has done a pretty good job, I'd say, minimizing the damage. All right, Mr. Dobson, this isn't going to be an all-in early castle play. Wants to get an eco advantage, dropping a second town center. I like that move. And I wonder here if it makes sense to try to... Yeah, I mean, I guess with all the skirms mixed in, it makes sense to continue trying to pressure Cathamok, especially with the tech advantage as well. Yeah, this is great for Mr. Dobson, pushing Cathamok off of gold here. Alright, so both Cav players have just hit Castle Age, a third TC coming down here as well for Mr. Dobson. And what are we looking at for Mr. Dobson? 20 Expo, 6 skirms in the mix. Bill's desperately trying to find additional sources of wood, but Mr. Dobson is having none of it. Ano tries to get a raid there in on Mad Tomsky as he drops his second town center. Great engagement there for Mr. Thompson. Doesn't mind throwing away those skirms, especially not if it means killing a bunch of future Ethiopian Expo. Oh, boy. What's going on here? Capture Age has frozen on me. Alright. We're at 24:53. In case this crashes, we know we are. Okay, back up and running. All right, so we've got a third stable coming down here for Mad Tomsky. He wants to be careful not to let AOKI Prime back into this game by letting the Cav player snowball things on him. Does have 5 spears in the mix here as well. And at the moment, we've got 4 knights on the field for Mad Tomsky, 8 knights on the field for Thano. So Thano producing out of 3 stables as well. Is going to stay 1 TC for a while. Probably makes sense in this situation. Your team is down heavily. You're almost certainly not going to get your team back into the game by trying to boom and allow them to get the pressure on you. Look at that. GG is called. GG is called. Game number 1 goes to PSIB. Brilliantly played game. From the start, really. The Drush had great value. Dobson recognized the map generation there for Kothamok. Took advantage of it and just kind of kept his foot on Kothamok's throat that entire game. Over on the other side, Mad Tomsky wasn't able to get much eco damage, but was able to keep the pressure here, was able to prevent Thanos' scouts from ever getting over to help his teammate. And then eventually when they were able to get that pinch, when PSIB got the pinch on Kothamok's archers, game was basically over at that point, because then Mr. Dobson was able to get his units right on top of Kothamok's eco and put AOKI Prime really far behind. Let's take a look at some of the stats here. Yeah, very healthy KD here. 40-21 for Mr. Dobson, 34-27 for Mad Tomsky. And yeah, the 2 Cav players about identical in eco there. A bit more wood for Thano. Yeah, and food as well, but more gold for Mad Tomsky. But Mr. Dobson's eco, 3K res ahead of Kothamok. And yeah, this is just impressive. 1958 castle time with a lot of skirms mixed in. That was very impressive. 61 vills as well for Mr. Dobson at the end. Very well played. All right, with that, we go to game number 2. So this will be a home map for AOKI Prime, and hopefully I've got the right order in here for these games. But it looks like game number 2 is on Nomad, and again, the home map for AOKI Prime. Ooh, interesting generation. Got quite a bay extending in here. All right, what are we working with for civs here? Thano, who hasn't dropped the TC yet. Okay, here it's going to go. Thano as the Lithuanians in the blue, teamed up with Kothamok as the Italians in the green. On the other side, we have Berbers and Persians, yellow and purple. And yeah, this game might not see that crazy early aggression castle drop action because the players are quite isolated from each other. We've got one team occupying the eastern half of the map, the other team occupying the western half of the map. Now, Berbers and Persians are both going to use cav units in the long run. Persians will probably go with your standard knight line. Berbers will likely go camel archer. And that is going to be a little rough against Genoese Expo. So we'll see what they end up playing to counter that. Could see some, potentially see some crossbow mixed in. All right, docks up here quite close. Mad Tomsky's and Kothamok's, basically right on top of each other. And where's the docks for our other players? So Thano, our Lith player down here. Our Persians player located up here. So this is probably quite unfortunate for Thano. Thano playing as Lithuanians is probably going to be the player to play water. That'd be my guess here. With that faster time to feudal age. Can't get those fires or galleys on the water quite quickly. Oh boy, capture is freezing up here again. Not sure what's going on. Give me 1 second here to check some settings. Okay, we're fine. Yes, what I was saying is Lithuania's players not going to be able to take as much advantage of that really fast uptime with the placement of the docks, because Lithuania's players are going to have to travel quite a long ways to get to their opponent, which, because of defender's advantage, is going to give their opponents a chance to match naval numbers, even if they end up with a slower uptime. So maybe, I mean, if the players are able to identify how far apart their starting TCs are, I wonder if maybe we see the Italians player not opt for a standard fast castle that you might otherwise see and actually opt to play water, especially given this really close dock location. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, I'm going to fast forward through some of the Dark Age here. Not a lot to see here other than build orders. But once we have players getting close to Feudal Age, I'll click over. Four fish out for our Persians player, 3 for our Berbers player, 3 for our Italians player, 4 for our Lithuanians player. This is interesting. Not quite sure what our Berbers player has been pinging. He's alerting his teammate to where he'd like to make his additional docks. And it does look to me like our Persians player will, I would guess, be the one to play water on this end. But we shall see. All right, AKI Prime. Both their players will be up before either of the players on PsiB. Got 27 pop up for our Lithuanians player, 23 pop up for our Italians player. And we're looking at, what, 8 fishing ships here? 7 fishing ships for our Lithuanians player. And what is going on here? I'm not sure why my PC is struggling so much with captures tonight. Uh-oh. Program is completely frozen at the moment. Let's see if I can get this back up and running. Oh, that was a massive jump forward. All right, so things have happened. While the game was froze there, so we've got, oh boy, a massive jump forward. That's most unfortunate. So we had green adding a second dock here, clearing out purple's fishing ships. And it was indeed green that opted to go water here. We also have yellow engaged with green here. 2 galleys up against a fire there. A third dock coming down here for Mr. Dobson. Nice engagement there with the fires. And no fletching here for Kothamok, so those galleys are certainly not going to be able to deal with this at the moment. Yeah, apologies for the capture rate issues. That is most frustrating. I do not have the pro version anymore, so I cannot rewind to see what we missed there. So I'm going to continue playing here. Hopefully we didn't miss anything of extremely crucial importance. But We have 2 players in Castle Age now, Thano and Mr. Dobson here. Keep an eye on what they're up to on land. Fast fires in for Mr. Dobson now. Or pardon me, I mean fire ships. Alright, let's check in on land here, see what we're looking at here. Mad Tomsky, our Berber's player, is going to be dropping a castle. Is indeed looking to go Camel Archers. I think he's going to try to have some early aggression and let the Persians player boom behind that early pressure. At the moment, our Persians player still on 1 TC here, committing most of his resources into the fight on water. And over here, our Italians player still a good ways off from Castle Age. You can see quite heavy on stone there. Walling up this area, walling up that area, wants to be safe for the time being from those Camel Archers that will undoubtedly be coming in. And then we'll almost certainly see a castle from the Italians player. Maybe here to place it defensively, or maybe he'll try to come forward and place it up here. All right, over on this end, Mr. Dobson's fires approaching into the dock fishing area here for Kothamok. And there is a huge tech advantage at the moment for Mr. Dobson, so he'll be quite happy with this fight. Kothamok's going to have to run here until he's able to get the Castle Age tech. Yeah, fires for Mr. Dobson here as well, closing in on Thano's fishing ships. That's a great engagement there for Mr. Dobson. Yeah, he's able to get sole possession of the water here. That is going to be a massive advantage for PSIB. This engagement looks like it'll come out pretty even. But we've got reinforcements coming in here for Mr. Dobson. Oh, actually. Yeah, lots of fire. So they should be able to win water here. But Kothamok is not willing to give up water quite yet. Building yet another dock. Alright, we've got some knights here for Thano. Moving in on Mr. Dobson's area. Dobson nicely walls in that TC. Camel Archers on the move at the moment, playing defensively here, trying to deal with the knights. Tomsky's got some fishing ships that have been running for quite some time. We'll see if Kothamok's able to get back into this. Yeah, he's definitely going to need some demos if he's going to pull it off. Camel Archers dealing with these 2 knights. 3 TC play for here for Thano. There's quite busy on water here. Oh, manages to get the demo too without taking really any damage. Catching Thano's fish here as well, so I really like the position right now for Mr. Dobson. At least on water. PSIB 14 vills, or at least 14 economic units ahead. A castle coming down, and a 2nd and 3rd TC here for Kotho. Recognizing that water is almost certainly lost, and it's going to need to transition over to a fully land-based economy. Camel Arch is getting the clean there at the moment. Camels have fletching, but Babadkin. And still only, what do we got? 2? 3rd TC coming down here for Mad Tomsky. Yeah, but with this fishing, a huge villager lead. And look at this, more and more fires continuing to push at 15 fires on the map. 3 more in production here for Mr. Dobson. So he's not taking any chances, does not want to lose water here to Kothamok. And I don't think he will. I think water is quite firmly in PSIB's hands at this point. Good engagement there for the camels, I think. Ooh, Knights got in here, though. Knights managed to sneak in. Are they going to be able to deny the town center? Nope. Town center will go up. Yeah, and water is now firmly in PSIB's hands. And a fourth town center coming on here from Mr. Dobson, who is going to have an absolutely insane boom, especially with that food income coming from the water. Yeah, there's a lot of resources to contest in the later parts of the game up here. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And what's the stone situation looking like right now? So 7 on stone for Mad Tomsky. And if they're able to continue holding the military numbers here, PSIB could end up going forward with an aggressive castle. Maybe drop a castle here, drop it here. Start trying to pressure Thano's economy. I think these camel archers could be doing right now here. I think Mad Tomsky could be a little more aggressive, start raiding some of the softer parts of Thanos' ego, and indeed that's what he's looking to do here. Bodkin in now for Mad Tomsky. Plus 1 attack, plus 2 armor here on the knights. No bloodlines, however. Just have to keep an eye on the relic situation. Lithuanian's player, of course, going to want access to the relics for the free attack bonus. Nice micro here from Mad Tomsky, but I mean, Thanos not going to be terribly unhappy with some of these trades, because at least they are keeping Mad Tomsky from getting up to that really deadly critical mass. Alright, what's the eco situation? We got a 20 Vil lead at the moment for PSIB, but here come the Genoese Expo. No ballistics on these boys at the moment, only fletching. So the Mad Tomsky can sort of just run away from these at the moment. But definitely has to avoid the Genoese Expo because those things shred camel archers. Getting some good value here, though, with the camels. Even if he's not killing a lot of vills, he's getting a lot of idle time. And yeah, the castle location we talked about is being realized here. That's a great castle spot there. I think after this one, maybe you start thinking about trying to get one up here, start securing that map. Nice use of mobility here by Mad Tomsky. It was down to 4 camel archers, and camel archers with very low HP at that. Nice quick walls there by Mad Tomsky, keeping those bills safe to complete the castle. Siege Workshop coming down, I assume, for a Mangonel to deal with the Genoese Expo. And what's the relic situation at the moment? Two relics in for Mr. Dobson. 3 relics for Thano already. Alright. Yeah. So no attack upgrades. The +3 is just from the relics. Look at that. 102 Vils are ready for Mr. Dobson. Alright, some more camel archers coming forward. Some more knights coming into raid. And there was a lot of exposed eco here, so these knights could get some good value. Especially up against Yellow, who's not going to have access to Bodkin on any of his town centers. Alright, defensive castle here for Thano. Imp on the way for Mr. Dobson. And actually added quite a few barracks here, so I was looking to go Halb here? Is that the thought? Halb and a Ram. Looks like a Halb Ram push. Alright, Imperial Age on the way as well for our Italians player. Has 100 Vils of his own, a healthy looking economy here. Oh no, not again. What the heck? What is the deal? I've never had this issue with capture rate, so I don't quite know what's going on here. Is it an issue with capture age or an issue with the game itself? Let me take a look at the game here. Error replaying game. Replaying stopped, so it's an issue in game. There's a corrupted file here, which is most unfortunate. Right when we get to the sweet spot in the action here, 4 fully boomed players about to go head to head, each with 50% control of the map. We have a bugged replay, and that is extremely unfortunate. I don't even know who wins this game, so I don't even know how to update the scoreboard here. Oh, tragic. Well, let's go back to our replays here. So the next game will be on Arena. Let me pull up Discord here and just see whose home map this was. That should give us an indication of who ended up pulling that game out. All right. Division B results. This is the home map for PsiB, so I'm assuming AOKI won that game. I believe that, given the map choice here, if I'm correct that this is game 3, and assuming that this arena is being chosen by the team that drafted it, which it doesn't have to be, but assuming that's the case, this should be a 1-1 result at present. Oh man, really disappointed. I know we had a lot of issues with Nomad replays being bugged when they first introduced the treaty boxes, but that wasn't the issue here. The players were playing on a version of Nomad that did not have the treaty boxes, and in any case, I think that bug has since been fixed. So, yeah, not sure why that replay was bugged, but alas, it was. All right, here we go. Game number 3 on Arena. So we've got Poles and Turks up against Cumans and Teutons. So Cumans, Teutons, 2 civs that might be looking to play it a little bit longer. Both civs that you can get a really incredible boom with. Up against 2 civs that are often known for their more aggressive style of play on this map. Poles, not uncommon to see Tower Rush as a strategy. Turks, obviously you've got Fast Int being a popular choice. It's frustrating. All right. So, yeah, Cumans, right? I mean, pretty much always are seeing a 2 TC boom for Cumans on this map. And I expect that's what we'll see here. The question is what follows from the 2 TC boom. Sometimes you see 2 TC boom into multiple stable knights. Sometimes you see 2 TC boom into full boom. Sometimes you see 2 TC boom into a capped ram push. Could see any of those options here. Capped ram push up against Turk's Fast Imp is interesting. How would that play out? Not quite sure. I mean, I don't think we're going to see the 2 TC boomed into the Knights play since we've got a Teutons player over here. I expect the Teutons player might be the sort of Knightline option. Maybe they're thinking Teutons, Knights, and Kipchak. Of course, other options with Teutons as well. You could look at a Alb Siege push. We shall see. I will fast forward a bit here, though. Just until some of these players click up. Get some mouse problems here for our green player. Right, and already going to stone here for the pull, so this smells to me like a Tower Rush. Tower Rush up against the Teutons player is interesting. Now the Tunes player, let's take a look at the map here. We're up against Tower Rush. I mean, you got Backstone, back gold. I think that is quite fortunate if you are facing a Tower Rush. Boy, we've got Capture Rage freezing up again here. Don't know what to do. Maybe what I will do is stop the recording after this game, restart my PC. What's going on there? And look at this. Purple going to stone heavy already. I think spotted the stone with the scout and knows what's coming, so going to stone. Okay, so this is interesting. Maybe just wanted the TC there anyway as our Cummins player. Sorry, I was looking at for some reason I had purple and yellow twisted here. I was thinking purple was our Tunes player, yellow was our Cummins player. Obviously had that one backwards. Now what is going on here? We have Cummins player trying to prevent the Turks player from taking stone. Why is the Turks player taking stone out there instead of right here? Oh, because a Tower Rush is in his face. Alright, so Teuton's going with the Tower Rush. Other options for Teuton's I neglected to mention. Actually, I kind of like this play here because Turks are going to want to fast imp. And that is now out of the question here with this sort of play. And the Teuton Tower Rush is such a pain to try to stop. That ability to garrison additional villagers. Excited to see how this one plays out. Yeah, no. So our Turks player has to take stone there. And that was a very heads-up play there by PsiB, recognizing that the Turks player was trying to take stone there. And, oh man, this is brutal right now. This is such a bad spot for Kathmok. Yeah, and with 2 towers already built, can't think about getting in here to rush this down. Try to rush a tower down here. Both these towers go up. And if both towers go up, you're up against a Teuton's tower. Garrison more vills. Don't have fletching for either of these players. Castle Age on the way for Thaniel, who I thought was going to be going Tower Rush, not going Tower Rush. I think just on stone for the purpose of getting a castle and spamming knights. Look at that difference between the Teuton's tower and the Turks tower. It's another tower up here. This one's just to prevent yellow from coming out and building a tower that's in range of that gold. Desperately needs to hold control of that gold because that is the last gold available to Kathmok here. This player's going to try to drop a tower there in range anyway. Has the vills to do it. Should be able to get this up.
Efendim.
Oh, Catville barely getting away there. The tower goes up. Not going to survive for long here, though.
Evet. Indir.
Alright, the boom. Looks like it's going well over there for Mad Tomsky. Up to 41 vills.
Hazır.
Alright, fletching just about in here for Kathmok, so that's going to be a nice advantage. Kathmok deny this tower.
Efendim.
Ooh, that vill goes down.
Emrin.
I'll lose another Vill here, I think. Yep, that Vill goes down. It's not looking good for Kathamak. 20 Vill lead at the moment here for PSIB. Another Vill going down. And the Teuton Tower rush is so hard to stop. Built it just watching it.
Hazır.
And if this tower goes down, boy, I mean, things are already looking real rough here for Kathamak. If that tower goes down, he's dead. No access to gold, and what's worse, I think would also lose access to that other stone pile, because we probably would see the next Teuton Tower out in this vicinity.
Emrin?
Nice job there by Kathamak, managing to not lose another Vill.
Evet.
Over here, though, look at this. A siege tower. Let's go. Benil building a castle right inside of the Kuman's base. Remember, Kuman's no access to stone walls, no access to guard tower. Kumans are not a good defensive civ. So forced to drop these houses. What's the follow-up? Obuk. Obuk. I guess that's what we're going to see here. No infantry upgrades yet. Second farm upgrade coming in, so... Yeah, I don't think it's the eco to go knights. I think it is going to be Obuk. Over here, Kathamak continuing to keep this tower up somehow. Yeah, the Pole's regeneration bonus coming in quite handy. It might actually kill this Teuton's tower. Let's see. Really nice micro there by Mr. Dobson, keeping those Vills alive. Alright, over on this end, yep, we do indeed have Ubuk on the field. No upgrades on these boys yet, though. The follow-up. Not enough for another castle. Oh gosh, it's freezing. Serious apologies for this. Such a nice eco here right now, and almost has, yep, stone for castles already in. So the question now though is, where does Mad Thompson drop it? He'll lead some farms and try to get a castle right here. What was that optimal position? Nope, I'm gonna drop it right here. Meanwhile, Catholic. Does clean that tower there. So almost a 20 Vill lead for PSIB here. This castle will secure that gold. How much damage can the Ubuks really get pushing in here around the north? Especially without any armor upgrades. Sure. Imperial Age on the way here for Mad Tomsky, so that Kuman Eco going to allow Mad Tomsky to tread down this castle. I like that position. Mr. Dobson on the way up as well. Mr. Dobson's Eco could be well suited here for Knights, perhaps, at some point later in Castle Age. Deep Workshop coming out. Scorp. Scorp here, that's interesting. Perhaps expecting hip check as a counter to Obuk. So the Scorp perhaps to counter the hip check. Castle Age on the way for Kathamak as well. We do in fact have a couple Kipchak coming out here. First armor just now on its way for the Obus. Our tanky boys. They haven't gotten crazy value at the moment. I mean, Tano is on just about equal footing in terms of the eco as Matt Tomsky here. Was really fortunate for Matt Tomsky to have back gold and back stone here. That was a really good generation. Obook numbers continue to thin. Yeah, with Imp coming up now. As long as Matt Tomsky's got enough kip check to protect the Trebs from the Obook, which I think at this point he does. Things can be good here. And over on this side, Mr. Dobson dropping a castle. Counter castle coming down from Kothamok. I bet both these go up. I think both these go up. But if they both go up, I think that's advantage Mr. Dobson because you're now controlling both the gold. There will be no gold access for the Turks player. And Turks without gold, not ideal. The checks continue to thin the Ubuk numbers. Look at that! Mr. Dobson having to delete the castle! Oh, incredible. Incredible reaction by Kothamok. Committing to the castle right away with all those vills. Absolutely saving his life. And maybe now we have a ball game. Alright, first Treb is out. Here come a couple of Rams. And Capture H freezes again. We'll give it a moment here. Let's take a look at some of the stats here. 9-vil lead for PSIB. Of course, they have one player in Imp, which is an additional advantage there. Rams coming in. Kip checks, though. Remember, do have attack bonus against Rams. The Obuks, though, they're going to get to this Treb. This Treb's going to go down. But castle should go down regardless with the second Treb. This castle should stand. Looking like a nice cleanup here. Third TC coming down for our Teutons player. That Ram should be cleaned as well. Only fletching right now in these kip check, but a second castle, so the kip check production should be really nice here. This was a good castle here for the Poles player because these kip check counterattack would have been a big problem with the gold located out here. So that's going to allow Thanos to secure that gold. We've got a fourth TC coming down here from our Teutons player who is aggressively trying to boom now. I think Mr. Dobson was hoping to be booming behind castle forward aggression, but obviously that was punished quite severely. Yeah, definitely still favoring PSIB's position here. But I don't think this game's out of the reach for AOK Prime. See how well these kip checks are able to secure map control here. They're going to be a pain in the butt here for Kothamok. Bloodlines on the way here. The armor on the way. Corporate defense for Thano. Oh, this is interesting. Janissaries. I didn't even notice this. Janissaries moved in, broke through the wall here against Mr. Dobson, and they are now in his eco. Mr. Dobson with no military on the field at all to deal with this. This is going to be a problem. And what's going to be the reaction? I guess you just have the kip check come over. Yeah. And that is indeed what they're doing. The kip check should be able to clean this, no problem. Fifth TC coming down here for Mr. Dobson. That's just a defensive TC. There's a nice little raid here. You know the Teutons are going to be looking to just free boom it. Teutons spells greed. Be clean. Alright, 10-vil lead for PSIB. These Obuks just desperately hunting around for the kip check. Got a third TC coming down now for our Humans player. Looking at 5 TCs for our Turks player, 5 CTs, 5 TC for our Teutons player. But now what's the follow-up here? We've got the Kipchak, 2 Trebs. We have those Scorps, so I think we're going to need to see something from the Nightline on the field. I imagine it's what our Teutons player is looking to offer. Not quite yet. Okay, Imp on the way for Pole's player. Another siege tower. I think wants to drop the O-books in, but what are you going to be able to do? You've got 2 castles here. I don't know how much value you can get with the siege tower. Alright, here come the Kipchaks. Capture is so laggy for me. Kipchaks do have the siege bonus. At the same time, these Kipchaks are awfully fragile. They're probably the easiest unit to micro in the game, though, so I can keep them away from the O-book. Take good trades here, but the O-book are threatening these 4 Trebs. A lot of res invested in those Trebs, so important for Mad Tomsky to keep those alive. Look at that 30 bill lead all of a sudden for PsiB. The power of the Teuton boom. 1 Treb down. Maybe a 2nd Treb down here as well. Mad Tomsky just doesn't quite have the massive Kipchak to clean all these O-book. Here comes the stable production now here for our Teutons player. I imagine it's going to try to go Paladin here, but Paladin Kipchak pushing here. Definitely favoring PSIB's position. I think they're going to have better compositions late game, and they also have a really significant eco edge already. Scorps go down so fast with that siege bonus for Kipchak. Look at that, just one-shotting siege at this point. Starting to get that mass. Chemistry's in. We got Bracer. Ballistics is in now. These trades are looking much better for the Kipchak. Just micro all day against these O-book. Alright, what is that? 4th TC coming down here for Mad Tomsky. Come on, Capture Edge, hang in there. Hang in there. You can do it. You can do it. Maybe turn some of my graphic settings down here. Let's turn off the enhanced graphics. All right, 135 villagers for our Teutons player. Cavalier on the way, a minute out. What we're waiting for at this point is the arrival of the Paladin over on this side. What are we looking at? Hand cannons here for our Turks player? I'm guessing that's the play. Hand cannon O-book versus Kipchak Paladin. Much prefer Kipchak Paladin in that arrangement. Those O-book are tanky. That's all I get. 2+4 Pierce Armor. players in, and that tread goes down low. Nice clean up there for Thano. 50 kill lead now for PSIB. Oh, okay. No, we were looking at Cav Archer. Not hand cannon. Aren't heavy yet, though. Bloodline's just now coming in. I just don't see Perks player being able to get the numbers and upgrades in time to be able to stop this push from causing really serious damage against Thano. But one good thing, though, Thano has continuously denied those treads, which has stalled out this push. So where's the siege now for PSIB? 3 trebs for Matt Tomsky, 1 treb for Mr. Dobson. Where are those trebs? Paladin on the way. Minute 40 seconds out here for Mr. Dobson. Cav Archer is still just generic Cav Archer, not heavy. Look how tanky those Oblux are. Man. $65 HP, 8 attack versus 90 HP, 10 attack. Checks though do, I believe, have a faster fire rate. Engagement here. Oblux are doing work. Oblux are doing absolute work right now, and military edge now for AOKI Prime. They're still behind by 40 eco units, but they are actually just disintegrating the PSIB military at the moment. And Paladin is now in. Heavy Cav Archer is in. Full upgrades on this heavy Cav Archer, I believe. Man, AOKI Prime pulled this out. I did not think the Obluk heavy Cav Archer unit composition would match up, but there's very little Paladin on the field at the moment for Mr. Dobson. Got regular Onager for our Tutors player. I don't think he can afford Siege Onager at the moment. Ooh, lands a really nice shot there against those heavy CA. Not cleaning those though. Ooh, it has a Turk's Bombard Cannon. That additional range, that's going to make it really hard for Mr. Dobson to field the Onagers in this matchup. This is one of the hardest to go up against with Onager. Paladin make a jump on that Bombard though. They clean the Bombard. Military numbers just about even for these two teams. It's gonna be a long game. Alright, at the risk of jinxing it, it'll seem like capture just running smoother now. I realized the graphics were cranked to 10. Still have a 40 eco lead for PSIB. Paladin numbers starting to increase now. Obluk numbers are quite low. Should be a good fight here for PSIB. Onager numbers ratcheting up here. Just waiting to see when those trebs are able to get in on the action. Another thing we need to start looking at is when these teams are getting trade up, because the team that gets trade up earlier is going to have a very significant edge here. We have a market down there for yellow, but I don't see any trade cogs yet for any of our players. All right, Thano, the Obuk numbers have been low because he's making a Cavalier switch. No access to Paladin, but you do have access to cheaper Cavalier and obviously Winged Hussar. As the gold starts to dwindle here, that Winged Hussar might be a nice unit to tech into. Cavalier looking to engage up against the Kipchak Hussar edition here from Matt Tomsky. Looks quite good for PSIB. Treb's in the action now. Got Paladin up against Cavalier. Heavy Cav Archer, we're out of position because Kathamak looking to push with Trebs from the south there. Needs to come up here, but the problem is going to have a really hard time engaging. We've got a crazy number of onagers on the field. And Esso on the way, 45 seconds out. If Mr. Dobson's able to get these upgraded to Esso, watch out. Castle's down there for Thano. Over on this side, that Treb goes down. The Paladin clearing it out. Things are looking really, really good here for PSIB. They've got a 30 military advantage, still have a 50 eco lead. And Esso just about in. Look at the number of Esso here. 10 of them. There it is, Esso upgrade in. Look at those scary boys. Ooh, just dropping all but one Cavalier there. This just seems like an unstoppable ball at this point. They're going to prevent AKI Prime from taking into that gold. It's the trade card situation looking like no one's got trade yet. Turks Bombards are able to get in on the action, but the problem is keeping those Bombards safe. You've got Mr. Dobson Paladin on the field. I don't know how you keep those Bombards safe. A lot of SO going down there though, only 6 of them remain. Chaos at the moment here. Basically twice the military numbers now from PSIB. So desperately looking to get a good shot here on the heavy Cav Archers. And they land one. Ooh, yeah, those were some nice shots there. Yeah, this is looking pretty over for AOKI Prime. I would not be surprised to see the GG here pretty soon. They are losing map control fast, losing numbers fast, down to 40 military up against 110. More SO shots landing here on the heavy Cav Archers. And these Bombards going down really fast at the kit check. And that anti-siege bonus coming in so handy here for Matovsky. SO are basically gone at this point. These Bombard towers. If they continue pushing in this way, there's just never going to be an opportunity for trade to go up here for AOKI Prime. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do have 6 trade cogs in the queue here for Matt Tomsky. Trade is going to start becoming a factor here. This Mr. Thompson pillaging the gold. Not sure why these Cavalier moving so slow. I guess they must have been grouped up with Monk. Alright, yeah, but Hussar raiding in here. This is looking bleak for AOKI Prime. Down to 30 military. Only 1 Treb on the field, though. There it is. There's the GG. Yeah, that was wild start to that. We had the tower rush by Mr. Dobson on green here at the bottom. Pretty successful Teutons tower rush, though Kathmak did do a nice job fighting it back and then eventually winning the rush to get the castle up. Over on this end, Mad Tomsky's defense against the siege tower castle drop I thought was spectacular. Managed to get the castle down, have that fast dim time, and tread down the castle. And then from there, once that game went late, I think it was just a matter of having a better composition to work with. Paladin Kipchak, SO up against Heavy Cav Archer and Obuk. It's going to go quite well for the former. All right, let us go to game number... Oh, hang on. That went to PSIB. Okay, so we go to game 4, which is Megarandom. All right, it looked like the turning the graphics down managed to fix things, so I'm not going to restart the computer. I'm just going to proceed here with game 4 and hope for the best. Okay, here we go. Game 4, Megarandom. PSIB could take the semifinals here with this game. It is once again a best of 5. PSIB with a 2-1 lead. All right, what are we looking at here for our civs? What are we looking at for our map? So PSIB, purple. We've got Mad Tomsky as the Huns, Mr. Dobson as the Vietnamese. Over on the other side, Kathamak in the green as the Mongols, teamed up with Fano here in the blue, playing as the Saracens. All right, Saracens, Mongols, Huns, Vietnamese. The map gen is quite interesting here. So it looks like a little bit of a mix of why am I blanking on the name? The Golden Swamp, is that the name? It's got some elements of that. So you've got a lot of gold in the middle, but there's decent gold to start with. So you don't need to get control of the middle necessarily right away. Now this is interesting, this water. All of it's walkable. But I wonder if it's worth it all to get control, to get a dock out and get some control of the water. Because you really could pin your opponent in there. Now, the downside with building a dock, there's no fish, so it's a big investment up front for no economic return. I don't expect we'll see the players go for it, but be interesting to keep an eye out for. What's the starting res look like? It's pretty standard. 2 boar, 5 deer, good number of water buffalo here. This is interesting. You had some towers generate on the maps. This is really unfortunate tower generation. Right there blocking the efficiency of the wood line. Are they all like that? No, this one's not quite in the way. Not quite in the way. It is interesting that all the towers are on the wood lines. What are we looking at here? Huns. I guess you can pretty much play this one kind of standard. Like with feudal pressure. As an Arabia game. Could have our Huns player go scouts, Vietnamese player open archers. The other side could have archers from Saracens, scouts from Mongols. Mongols obviously in the long run are going to want to try to work their way into Mangadai. A lot of relics here. Could have been a good Lith map. Lith already used. Mongols, always a strong pick on Megarandom. We do have a decent abundance of hunt here. 4 relics in front of everyone's base. Alright, so Thanos scouted out Matt Tomsky's position here, looking to snipe some water buffalo. Can you get away with any? I don't think so. Thought about trying to block the villager, but too close to the TC for that. All right, look at this. Our Mongoose player going with a 17 pop-ups. We are indeed going to see some feudal pressure here. How much damage can you get? Because you can't get in on this wood line, not with the tower. You get some really tight walls in here. There's some safe gold. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know how much damage feudal pressure is going to be able to cause here. It might be valuable nonetheless to establish some map control. No one else has clicked up yet, though, so it'll be interesting to see if anyone's thinking fast castle here. Okay, there it is. Hun's player going for a 20 pop up. And 21 pop here for our Mongoose player already up. Already forcing Mad Tomsky's scout to dive back to the TC. Pop for our Saracens player as well. There it is. We've got 2 more scouts in the queue, 1 on the field. So I think we're going to see feudal pressure all around here. Archers could be a pain here. They could still harass this wood line. I don't know what happened to the small trees here, but that mod is certainly not functioning right now. Trees are gigantic. Nano scout going down there to Matt Tomsky. Here comes the stable. And already 3 scouts on the field here for Kathamak. Trying to deny that stable though, but it is within range of the TC. There's not much for these scouts to be able to do here at the moment though. These ecos are so compact. This eco's a little bit more expansive. Might be able to send the scouts over this way, get in on this wood line. Got 1 range here for our Vietnamese player, a double range here for our Saracens player. Exactly what Kaufmann's going to do. Transition over to Mr. Dobson here. Just not really any value to get over by Matt Tomsky. Here comes the blacksmith. So we're looking at 1 range, fast fletching. Only 1 archer out. Kaufmann actually probably could have jumped on that had he noticed it earlier. But 4 scouts grouping up together here is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for Mr. Dobson. Probably will lose 1 vill here. 1 vill down. Actually going to lose 2. Really nicely done here by Kaufmann. Additional scout in the mix. Oh, gets 2 of the water buffalo killed. You monster. 1 spear on the field right now for Dobson trying to defend against these scouts. And here comes range number 2. Just Phil. Has to be careful if that Phil gets spotted by the Mongol scouts. Be trouble. There's also a lot of idle time for Mr. Dobson here, so pressure's been good. AKI Prime with a 1 vill advantage. They also, yeah, look, what's that? Military numbers are identical here. We've got 5 scouts versus 4. 2 archers versus 7. 7 archers on the field for Thano. I think, yeah, we're going to see those archers move out with the 1 spear. They will probably try to range this wood line. Such a compact eco here. How many farms are ready for our Huns player? 14 farms. No cav upgrades at the moment. Fletching for both the archer players. And here we go. Looks like AKI Prime might be able to get their 2 militaries together here. See Catho's scouts trying to head toward those archers. Thing is, even if you break through this palisade here, you can't push in because there's a tower right there. It's so compact. Most compact base of all four of theirs. It's the one that makes the most sense to go to. You just don't have the time for Thano to commute all the way across the map to Dobson's base. We've got some of the archers here from Mr. Dobson pushing forward on Cathu and actually pushes him away from this wood line. A little bit of value to be gained there. And look at this. Mad Tomsky jumping on the archers and scouts. No armor, though. Gets the clean nonetheless. He's had so many more scout numbers. Cleans the spear, cleans the scouts, cleans the archers. So the additional production paid off there for Mad Tomsky. The thing is, Mad Tomsky does have a lot less food here than our Mongoose player. The Mongoose player should have the better uptime. The Mongoose player being forced into a defensive tower. That's a good tower, though. That'll protect this gold. This woodline will be safe. How do they push over here? Get any value on this side? Not really. That tower's nicely located. Actually, that's not true. These archers could come here and harass this gold. And that is a lot of archers. I mean, Thano can, of course, fall back to access this gold, but that will require investing in an additional lumber camp. The difference in archer number. 17 archers for Thano, who is currently pushing forward again on Mad Tomsky's base. It'll be interesting. Castle Age almost here for Kathmok. Thano recognizes the situation, immediately moving the villas off of the gold. He's going to fall back to the gold in the back part of his base. Getting a house down here is going to need a couple more houses, though. Make sure that this army is forced toward the town center. And over on this end, still trying to clean up that barracks. This army's falling back. Castle Age on the way for both of our PSIB players. These are Saracen archers, though, so that barracks is going down quite quickly. Actually, those villas are going to be in trouble. Yeah, Mad Tom's got to be very careful repairing that. Manages to keep those villas alive, though. And this barracks will go down, and this army will be able to get in here. But again, that tower is there, so they're not going to be able to range in very far at all. What if they camp that tower? They camp underneath that tower. Ooh, that could be a huge problem, because then both wood lines for Mad Tomsky are going to be ranged. And the condenseness of the base could actually work against Mad Tomsky here. Archers, though, not opting to sit under the tower. They're actually just going to try to dive into the base here. Now, they might get some Vil kills, but military numbers now are going to drastically favor. Yeah, I don't know if this was worth it here. Obviously, some idle time to Mad Tomsky's eco. But those archers are clean pretty quickly. And now we've got 20 archers versus only 14. Yeah, and these are about to be expo. Meanwhile, Thano hasn't even clicked up yet. Thano hasn't even clicked up yet, and he's about to have expo in his face, along with light cav and knights. Mongoose player is not going to be able to defend him here just with 2 stable knight production. Not against this composition. Castle Age just now clicked for Thano, so this much later castle time is really going to cost him, and this is unfortunate. This lumber camp just goes up, and it's already going to be ranged by these archers. Can Thano hold out here, though? Second TC going down for our Huns player. These scouts are just going to dive in, like have now. Going right for the gold. Matt Tomsky doesn't mind sacrificing these. They have pretty limited value at this point of the game. And this is interesting. Look at the Export actually heading directly for the Knight player. Look at this. Ballistics already on the way here for Mr. Dobson. Oh, and he's got a lot of reinforcements. 32 Expo in total. He gets all these Expo together with Ballistics. There's just no hope for Kathamok to be able to engage them. Kathamok, I mean, best case scenario, he just dives on this right now. At least hope to clean this one group of archers. But look at this timing. The Ballistics is going to be in at the perfect time. The two armies to get together at the perfect time. Kathamok's got good production, but he's not going to be able to deal with this. Castle Age almost here for Thano. And there is a significant Vil lead at the moment for AKI Prime. That is to their favor, but look at this. Knights are rolling in. Let's see if the Knights try to dive on the archers before those are able to upgrade to Expo. Nice little close off there by Thano to not lose the gold Vils. And yeah, I think these Knights are just running around for the purposes of harassment. But now suddenly these are going to be Expo. So the military difference isn't going to be that far behind. Especially since we only have 7 Knights on the field for Matt Tomsky versus 14 for Kathamok. Yeah, and I mean, despite the much later uptime, Thano's Vil count is perfectly competitive. Man, look at the production for Mr. Dobson here. He's on 4 range, just cranking these archers out. Already up to 50 Expo, up against 28 for his opponent. It is scary numbers. Especially since these boys have Ballistics thumbering on the way as well. So far, hasn't really been able to get much value with them. Just sort of been walking back and forth between the two players' bases. They haven't been able to push in on anyone in particular. I think it does make sense to go try to target the Cav player here. Force Blue to chase with his archers. Force the less mobile player to chase. Ammo over tends to be a little more difficult for the Cav player to defend his base. He's not going to have any archer upgrades on the TC. Kathamok managing to take almost no damage there. Surprising. Ran right by those archers. Didn't pay the price for it. Nice use of split formation. 56 archers for Mr. Dobson. The score lead flipping back and forth. This game's really close. Military lead for PsiB, very slightly. Eco lead for AOKI Prime, very slightly. Defensive Siege Workshop coming down. Kathamok hasn't been able to go to stone very heavy, so still a long ways out from that Megadai transition. Is getting 2v1 here, though. Mr. Dobson's got to be careful. These Knights here just, I think... I wants to get in front of the Knights here as a meat shield. The numbers, though, from Mr. Dobson are just dominating here. Absolutely dominating. Yeah, this is just going to be a great fight for PsiB here. A great fight. Oh my gosh. Yeah, suddenly AOKI Prime is in a bad spot. Look at those bodies. Bad spot here. Only 2 Knights left for Catholic. Got 57 archers knocking on his doorstep. Yeah, And now you're just pinned in like a rat into this little area here. Third TC being added right now from Matt Tomsky, looking to boom behind this. These knights are going to get in. They're going to be all over this eco. There's archers on this side, archers on that side. Oh, man. Mr. Dobson paying attention. Kathamak almost able to land a just disgusting mango shot inside that gap. Nice job there by Mr. Dobson paying attention to that. These knights getting lots of value in the eco. Remember, there's not even fletching on these TCs. Oh, he's going to clean the mangoes as well. One mango down, a second mango about to be down. And these archers actually heading this way. Oh no, and they're going to clean Thanos' reinforcements. Mr. Dobson doesn't react there for a little while though, so Thano is able to thin the herd. Quite a few archers there for free, but it's not going to end well here for Thano. And that military is cleaned quickly. 24 military to 76. The eco numbers are identical. And PSIB in a very, very favorable position here. Very favorable position. And they just have a complete control of the map at the moment. Hunt's player putting 8 to stone. I think he wants to think about going forward with the castle. Make use of this military numbers. Make use of the fact that your opponent is completely pinned in. Just put a castle in his face. And imagine a castle right here on top of the production buildings, on top of that main gold. This is brutal. The knights are in right into the middle of Thanos' eco. Archers are here as well. Mad Tomsky will have no problems throwing away some of these knights. Eco lead went from even to 20 bill advantage for PSIB. This one's snowballing out of control. This is going to be GG. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, crazy. Two teams had not a huge difference in military numbers, but the difference one fight can make. Things have absolutely snowballed here, and look at this. Only 30 bills left for Thano. The team pop now double for PSIB. They haven't called the GG only because this is the decider game for them. But no denying what can't be denied here. The GG is called. PSIB is going to the finals. They take the set 3-1 over AOKI Prime with a really, really dominant position performance in Game 4 there. Oof. That was a good one. Oh, man. Really bummed out about the freezing issues, but even worse about the corrupted game file on the Nomad game. I was really excited to see how that one went. Oh, yeah. Those knights getting great value just diving into those bases. That's a lot of villager kills in the mix there. And then, of course, Mr. Dobson. I think probably the MVP of that game. Just insane military production. Army high of 67. 67 expo on the field. Fully upgraded. Ballistics, thumb ring, the works. 4 relics pulled in by Thano. I didn't even notice him pulling those relics, and that was a good call. Those are easy gold. All right, well, that will do it for that set. That was the semifinals. Looking forward to casting the finals. The finals for Division B will be... let's see here. It'll be PSIB up against PL. PL was the 1 seed from the group stage. So that will certainly be a tough matchup. And I will be very much looking forward to that. That will also be a best of 5. All right. Well, that will do it for me. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you soon.